Blessings, everyone. Welcome to another video. This is Ladybeunstoppable. Let me go ahead and check to see if if the volume is up. If you're new to the channel, remember hit the like button, share, and subscribe. In this video, I'll be talking a little bit more about in this video. Wait, let me check my volume. Oh yeah, it's up and running. Yeah, so in this video, I'll be talking a little bit more about Shanquilla's case, and basically there's a lot of speculation around the fact that there's a warrant for the arrest of the killer, and allegedly that person is Dajanay Jackson, and it's an allegation. We don't know for sure yet, but based on what's going on and based on that I've been watching and hearing, then they are all speculations. Now, this article is saying, for those who don't know, Shanquilla, she died in October while she was staying at a Baja California rental property in Mexico, and the case, or the crime, is called femicide. So the crime is called femicide. That is a crime where females are being killed. Yeah, I'm doing the spelling thing now because sometimes I can't find some of the words that we always use, or dash or whatever. So for this crime is a gender motivated crime that has yet to be defined by U.S. legislation, meaning U.S. does not recognize that type of crime. All right, but it is recognized in Mexico, and I think, based on my research yesterday, about 20 or so other countries. Don't quote me on the number. Right? Robinson, 25, was on a trip with a group celebrating her friend's birthday when she DIED during her stay in Mexico in that hotel. Members of the group claimed that 25-year-old, so the first time after she passed, they claimed that she was DEAD from alcohol poisoning, right? But there's a video that was being circulated, shows where Shanquilla was violently beaten by a woman in what appears to be the rental property. So I've been following this other channel, and basically a lot of things, a whole bag of things, story I broke right out. There is a journalist in Mexico, investigative journalist, who is giving details on this channel, the lead attorney. The other day I was just browsing on YouTube and I ran into the channel, and it was very interesting. So after watching it, I noticed that he did an interview with this investigative journalist called Gerardo, spelled Gerardo. And in this, the lead attorneys, in his description, he has a lot of information and all of that. Like, for those who want to donate to this specific journalist, they can do so. But I'm just saying that it's a whole bag of things are gone. Enough things that we don't know. A lot of things that is not being said, by the regular news media. You see what I'm saying? It's similar to the case with Donnelly, Slickiana, where people were really the ones who, especially with Donnelly case, literally did the breakthrough, according to what was going on. So people on the ground do their investigation. That man is an investigative journalist, and he's getting a whole lot of information. Some he can disclose, some he can't disclose. But basically, what he was saying was that there is this new law regarding Mexico and the US where a lot of information cannot be put out there unless they're specifically um, sure of what's going on. So basically, with the alleged KILLER, it's a speculation. James got big up himself. It's a speculation that um, you know, she is the KILLER. So warrant was issued for the arrest. However, she has not yet been extradited to Mexico because there is what you call due process. And we know that US or the Americans or America protect their own. So, and even in general situation, there is a due process where, people gonna have to come up with evidences and testimonies and proof of the scenario happening and all of that. So it's a whole lot of stuff. But I'm gonna wait until a lot of more things come out more publicly before I do any much commenting on that. You know, so it's a lot. It's a whole lot. It's a lot going on. All right. So now the prosecutors in Mexico are seeking to extradite the one of the women in the group who is responsible for the who is a suspect, right? So the warrant is issued for femicide, and femicide, as I said, is the intentional murder because the fact that the person is a woman, right? So it's the you know where a woman's life is dashed away because it's a woman, and it can be by close relatives or not so close relative. It can be by friends because you know about that person. All right, so let me get back into this. In the US, there's no differentiation between femicide and homicide in the criminal law. So that is not a distinction in the US. However, in Mexico, and six, oh yeah, I said 20, but it's not 20, it's 16. 16 other countries have that law with femicide as a specific crime. Okay? Femicide can fall into two categories: intimate, which refers to the killing of women by current or ex partners, and non intimate, a slaying in which women have had non intimate relationship with their KILLER, right? There also can be a history of violence and threats, or the victim was in a community, for example, and if she was KILLED and her body was in the public. So these are some ways in which they explain the crime. And this explanation was done by Ali, who leads it? By Beatrice Garcia, who leads a gender-based violence initiative at the Wilson Center. I'm not sure where that is. Anyway, a professor at the Michigan State University said that femi, what that? Feminicidos crisis in Mexico. That probably is the Spanish name for femicide. Femicide. Um, First gathered national attention in the 1990s when hundreds of women were KILLED at the border. There used to be this idea, especially in central Mexico, where it was like women are getting KILLED over there at the border, but because it expanded all over the country, it sort of become a phenomena and can no longer be ignored. So based on the way in which, on the frequency in which these women were losing their lives, yet they come up with the fact that they had to deal with this as a specific crime. Femicide happened all the time in the US, and many famous MURDER cases that we all have in our consciousness are actually femicide, but we don't put that label on them. So all those women who have been MURDERED in Jamaica, if they had that law, then that would have been classified as femicide with Donna Lee and Slickiana and all of those other ladies who have lost their lives. The lady with the four kids in Clarendon, and plus many others who I can't remember at this specific moment. All right, so as a society, and this is what one of those representatives are saying, they need to recognize that they're not one off dates. They are, in fact, connected to a pattern of masculine violence, and we need to think more closely about preventing that kind of violence. So, this was the director of humanitarian emergencies, director of Emory University Humanitarian uh, Center Center for Humanitarian Emergencies. Anyway, yet while there are laws in place against femicide in Mexico, the main problem is the execution, right? And now they're saying nearly 95% of femicide cases in Mexico go unpunished. So, what is this telling us? If you commit a crime of femicide, there's really not that much of a chance for you to get convicted for it, really. And that's one of the reasons why we see the rates are still very high. I'm trying to figure out. So, I'm not putting any ideas in anybody's head, but I'm wondering if this was something pre-planned and the friends have an idea of Mexico law, and they probably realize that if they, I don't know, let me stop talk. But anyway, let me reread this so y'all can hear what I just said. If you commit a crime of femicide in Mexico, there's not really much of a chance for you to get convicted for it. And this was stated by one of those persons in who has been studying the ins and outs of this femicide law. So they said 95 or nearly 95% of the femicide cases in Mexico go unpunished. Nearly 95% go unpunished, right? So let's say the arrest or the warrant is issued for the arrest, and they get the person or whoever they have allegedly déjeuner for that crime. She would have to be extradited to Mexico. However, she would have to go through the whole due process where, and this is just me thinking, where she's an American, she's in the US, so basically she would probably have to get information. I mean, the her lawyer or the US, whoever deals with that, FBI, whoever, has to get her file, look into the file, see if she will be or should be, or yeah, will be or should be extradited to Mexico for the Mexicans to deal with the case, because basically this is a Mexico case. So that's just my 2 cents. Now, it is alleged that Dejanay is not arrested. She's just detained. It is alleged, that she is just detained, waiting to be extradited. And that's basically based on the process. So there is a process. In everything, there is a process. So, I don't know what else to say about this. I just wanted to mention this. And she is a lady in North Carolina, or from North Carolina. Her parents speaking out and all that. I had a video with it already up and running, so y'all can go ahead and check out that video. But it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. All right, so I'm going to get more into the detail of femicide, what may have caused femicide, And let me play this little part of that song here. I hope YouTube no mess up my video. I was listening to this song, and this song is so, so right. One of Spice song about friends. Because basically, these persons who she went out with were classified as friends. And I did another video, as I said, and I'm wondering how your friends allow that to happen to you. Or why would your friend do something like that? But guess what? No, no. A lot of times, yeah, when a lot of times, a lot of times we know we enemy them. As this song said, me know my friend, different from me enemy them. Me know my friend them from way back when. I will sing that song there again. But anyway, a lot of times we know we friends, different from we enemy them. So it's kind of easy for know say, all right, that person they not rate me, that person they not like me. With regards to whatever happened, I just business or whatever. You know, you get along with people because of the business side of it. But yo, that person don't rate me, that person don't like me or whatever. So with that, they say, okay, you already know that. But you know what really is bad? When you have some friends, but them are not really your friend. You have some friends, they're not your friends because deep down they're plotting against you, trying to come up with ways to bring you down or whatever. So that is what I think happened to this young lady because she thought these people were her friends. And a lot of times you so caught up in trusting people that you don't realize that some people have bad mind against you. Yeah, you're just so caught up in having a good heart, everything. You don't because based on how the mother talk about her, she had a clean heart, and based on the video that I was watching, when she was trying to find the girls, or the our friends them, doing the video and walking, just trying to friends, and when everybody group up in the room, me don't know if I plot them when I plot or what and when I do, but she seemed like she's a good has a good heart. She was going to Winston Salem University, have her own hair business, very progressive, you know. So a lot of times we have friends with um deep down, they have some little envy, some little grudge. And a lot of times when you find out that the, just one little thing happened and you realize that the person's not really rate you, take away yourself. What me say? Take away yourself. Just take away yourself. Just take away yourself. Leave those persons alone. All right. So I was on the matter of what is femicide, a little bit deeper, looking a little bit deeper in the meaning of femicide. All right. So, just a review for those who are just coming in, I was talking about, or I'm talking about the Shanquilla Robinson case, and at this point, no one has really been charged. No one has really been charged, and officially, it hasn't released any name. However, speculations are saying a specific name, right? Now, with regards to femicide, after the Mexican, basically looking into Robinson's case or DEAT, they gathered the evidence and they classify that crime as femicide. You know, now some other persons. Let me see where these people are from. There used to there used to be this idea, especially in central Mexico, where it was that women are getting KILLED over the border. Oh, I read this part already. Um, the disproportionate KILLINGS of black women, the crisis of missing or MURDERED indigenous people, and the 2021 Delhi SHOOTINGS of women at Atlanta area spas, and some examples of cases that could potentially be labeled as femicide. All right, this is not giving me what I'm looking for. An estimate 81,100 women and girls around the world were KILLED intentionally last year, with about 56% of them by intimate partners or family members. All right, and that was um, a UN, that was sent by a UN representative or a UN reporter. It's hard to describe the full scope of gender based violence, the report says, because 4 out of 10 KILLINGs reported by authorities have no context or information to allow them to be identified and counted as a gender related KILLINGs. So, they further continue to say that when what women and girls deserve around the world is to have a world that respect their choices and that respect their rights, and we need to have equal rights and all of that. So femicide in Mexico is basically a crime, and that is why. So when y'all hear the word femicide in the US, it is classified as homicide. There is not a specific distinction in the US, but in Mexico, along with 16 other countries, have that femicide as a crime. So talk to me in the comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Um, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And I'll be visiting this from time to time, and I'll be following this case. And when I get some information, I'll jump out with it. But so from the other day, I have not been on point with the World Cup. Why me no know, but right after the Thanksgiving, me get so busy. I got so busy. I was totally off track. Natalia walk one. Where you there? Me think I'm the one there to talk to myself. And those other persons who are in the chat, big up on yourself. So as I said, I was following this YouTuber. It's called a lead attorney, and just looking at some of, as a matter of fact, he was live a while ago, and it is very interesting some of the things that we can learn. He was talking to this person, Gerardo or Gerardo, who is an investigative journalist in Mexico. So he is giving the information, and basically he's saying things that CNN won't say, and those news media are trying to get information from him, but they're not going into Mexico to get that information. So that's a good channel. Well, me know I'm just a tiny channel, but sometimes when you hear of other things, you want to share it. So that's one of the channel I started following to hear more about this case. You understand? Because we don't see nothing on the media. So basically, they're saying for the crime of femicide, the maximum years is 50, I think, 20 to 50. And after they extradite that person, and if that person gonna talk or gonna snitch, they might get a smaller or a lesser sentence. However, the lesser sentence is gonna be probably the lowest minimum years, which is approximately 20. And I'm saying approximately because you know I haven't checked the facts as yet, but basically based on what I saw, it says 20 to 50 years. All right. Now they're also saying that there have been people talking already about the case, and some of these things they cannot discuss, but you know they're claiming that allegedly persons are pointing fingers and there are audios available, and you know, different evidences have been gathered, and there's a big investigation going on in Mexico, allegedly, right? And it was also alleged that after the crime took place, the people them left from that the hotel, they go on different one. Alleged, it was alleged. You understand? So, you know, and then the whole big thing now is the big old lie where they tell. Because the big lie where them tell, say the woman or the young lady, the deceased, was poisoned by alcohol, right? And then after the autopsy now, so right there and then, you know, right there and then, say, no, sir, something or something there, so. Because why you go say the person poisoned by alcohol and there wasn't any doctor on the spot to give any diagnosis, right? So that's another question. So the initial stage, they lie to the government official or whoever who when they ask the question. And after the autopsy, they realize, say, blow, whoa, I know what them say happen. You know? So, allegedly, I mean, I say allegedly a million times. Allegedly, it is said that the doctor is allegedly under investigation for crime of omission. So I don't know why he omit or what omission did happen, or if it was if if originally, well, basically, as me I remember now, originally that was possible the diagnosis alcohol poisoning. But after they did the autopsy, they realized, say, the young lady's spine and neck break or damage, and that's what killed her. So the first, some I wonder, say, if they did pay off a doctor if it tell lie, because there was a, well, no, well, that the money they never have nothing to do with paying the doctor, yeah. So I don't know, and I heard that allegedly it's a prestigious hotel. I heard it's a prestigious hotel in Mexico. So I don't know, but that goes to show that a lot of times when you're going out with persons who are your friends, have a backup plan, or you understand, just have an open mind, just be cautious, just be observant, learn people attitudes, learn the attitudes, because a lot, you know what, as I said earlier, there are times, when, some me I forgot start one podcast. Me I forgot start one podcast because I love it chatting. But there are times when, as I said earlier, you can determine who not like you based on their attitude towards you, based on their demeanor when you talk to them, and based on the whole atmosphere in the room or when you they around them. So that's not a problem. That the part there is no problem because you already know who are your enemy. But you know what the hardest part? When them smile with you and laugh with you and take picture with you and pose with you and right there and then I mean you're no good. That is where the problem set in. So I think that is what happened to Shanquilla, because she never knows her enemy them. She never know them a wolf in a sheep clothing, allegedly. You know? So guys, me no know what to say. Me no know what else to say, but me just did feel move to address this again. And so me get it. So me get more information by following these people are doing the investigation. And so me I go just, you know, allegedly say what me have to say. And I was looking at another article where them say me exhaust all my trials. So me never even they go there, so. But guys, just keep your eyes and ears open, and let me know what you guys think. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. And I have not really checked my analytics lately, but why my subscriber them stuck? My subscriber them stuck to rotted. So please like and share the content. I know I need to be more consistent, but I'm telling you, it kind of rough, but I'm gonna do my best. You know, but it is definitely a pleasure to just even do this and talk about this because, you know, that's what's up. So anyway, for those who are gonna watch this video when I'm no longer live, just remember, drop a like, drop a share, and subscribe. Share to your friend, share to your family, share to your whoever you need to share it to. And just continue to support the movement and and you know, just continue to support the movement. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great night. Have an awesome rest of the week. Sleep. I really want to sleep right now, so I'm gonna end the live. Natalia say, stay safe, family. Thanks, Natalia, for hanging with me. James got big up yourself and the other silent viewer. One love.